most frequent question I was asked was, "Why did you come to Germany?" My brief answer I always say is, "Because I spent my childhood here and I just simply returned." But actually, there are lots of deeper reasons behind this, so here I'd like to share my story. I was born in one of the major cities in Japan, and as soon as I was born, I moved to a different prefecture. My dad worked for a company, and my mom was a housewife. Due to his work, we quite often had opportunities to relocate to different cities. After I turned 3, we moved to another countryside again, where we lived for 5 years. When I turned 8, I faced another relocation. This time was even more special. The order from Dad's company was moving to Germany. It was my very first experience in a different country and meeting people from a different nationality. I was still very young, and I had a little understanding of where I was going or how my life was changing. If you've seen my previous videos, you may wonder how many years I've actually lived in Germany. I mentioned that I lived in Germany for 8.5 years. That period doesn't include my childhood. Counting my childhood, I have a total of 13 years. I started counting from my return to Germany, which was my own decision, and I didn't include the time spent there for temporary family reasons. My parents chose to enroll me in a Japanese international school instead of the local German one, because we knew that we would be in Germany temporarily, and when we return to Japan, I will have a hard time catching up Japanese way of education system. However, even at the Japanese international school, the experience was quite different from that in Japan. The school had many different rules than Japan. Students sometimes use German words like Heizung, Jacke in their Japanese sentences, which confused me. People didn't take off their shoes at school, and there was no designated school bag or uniform for me to use. Overwhelmed by so many cultural shocks, I initially didn't want to go to school anymore. However, with support from my mom, teachers, and others, I gradually adapted to the new culture, and after a few months, I became more excited to learn new things. After about a year, a German family with 3 kids moved in next door. It marked the beginning of my first German friendships. We spent every day playing with Barbies and climbing trees, communicating without any shared language. My German was limited, their Japanese was non-existent, and neither of us spoke English. I made many wonderful memories in Germany, enjoying all events like Carnival, Kermes, St. Martin's Day, and the Christmas market. Especially with my family, we also traveled to different countries each season, making some of my best childhood memories in Germany. In Japan, my dad was always busy, even working on weekends. When he finally had time to relax, he would sleep for long hours, and I would have to wake him up so as not to let him sleep the whole day. But now as an adult, I understand why he needed that recovery time after working so hard for our family. I actually should have let him sleep as much as he needed. Since moving to Germany, I've noticed my dad is more active and has plenty of time to spend with us on weekends. We explore various parks and enjoy simple activities like playing badminton in our yard. In Japan, I can't remember us ever taking a long holiday to travel. Here, he genuinely prioritized prioritizes family time, which has shaped my ideal vision of family. I know that I really wanted to have it since childhood. After an amazing 4.5 years in Germany, we returned to Japan. I cried a lot because I didn't want to leave this life, and my family felt the same, but it was a company command. After returning to Japan, my dad resumed his busy lifestyle, living alone in different prefectures. My mom, brother, and I chose to stay in one prefecture to avoid constantly changing schools. After 10 years apart, he finally returned home upon retirement. For me, this reflects the way Japanese companies treated their employees at the time, making it difficult for my dad to spend quality time with his family in Japan. When we were in Germany, he benefited from German labor laws, which reduced his working hours and increased his vacation time. If I hadn't moved to Germany, I wouldn't have known how our environment changed our family. Reflecting on my past situations and emotions, I've realized what I truly want in my life. I want to have quality time with my own family. I came to Germany not only because of the wonderful experiences and childhood I had there, but also for the precious moments I spent with my family. Part of me believes that returning to Germany would help me create the family life I longed for from my childhood. This is why I chose to come back to Germany. I'm grateful for the many different experiences I had as a child. In the past, I thought that my life was being controlled by my father's work, but these experiences also helped me realize my desires. After living in Germany, I faced reverse culture shock upon returning to Japan, which sparked my adult curiosity even more about other countries. In fact, before going back to Germany, I chose to live alone in Canada and Australia to further explore diverse cultures. There is a reason why I still ended up living in Germany. But this is another topic, and I'll tell the story about it in a future video. If you want to know the story, please subscribe and stay tuned for my next video. Now my question is, what is the best memory of your childhood? Feel free to share in the comments. Thank you for watching until the end of the video. See you next time.